Ladies and gentlemen, this was not the kind of beginning that Kangana Ranaut perhaps might have hoped for to her political career. The actor-turned-politician who defeated Congress's Vikramaditya Singh by almost 75,000 votes from the Mandi seat in Himachal Pradesh was at the end of physical assault at the Chandigarh airport today. Kangana was allegedly slapped by a CISF personnel during the security check before she could board her flight to Delhi. This confrontation between the two was over the actor's old remarks, wherein she had termed an anti-farm law protester as one who is available for 100 rupees. Now, the CISF personnel has now been suspended and an FIR has been registered against her. In her first reaction after this incident, Kangana said that she is fine as she narrated how the Jawan attacked her unprovoked. The actor-turned-politician also raised concerns over the rising terrorism and extremism in Punjab. Meanwhile, leaders from across political lines have condemned this incident, including Vikramaditya Singh, the man whom Kangana had defeated in the Lok Sabha elections. While this behavior by a serving official can be termed as a one-off, the threat that it possesses in the larger picture is undeniable and raises a lot of questions. To talk more on this, on the broadcast, I'm joined by SP Vaid, former IPS officer. I'm also joined by BL Vohra, former IG of the CISF. Good evening, namaskar to both of you. Welcome to Nation Tonight. Mr. Vohra, let me start with you. This is absolutely shocking. You can have your grievances, you can have your differences of opinion with people, but the uniform cannot have a political ideology.
I entirely agree with you, Ms. Shreya. This is not done. It's a very bad and a sad incident. See, and Kangana is a woman and now, of course, a member of parliament also. Now, this constable had our own views about the farmers' protests. Nobody can dispute. We can all have our own individual views on the matter. But it doesn't mean that while on official duty, you can slap somebody. So I think that it's bad, but good that the CISF officers took immediate cognizance. They have suspended, inquiry is on, and I think that she'll get the punishment that is due to her if the inquiry proves that she was at fault. But this also raises a little bigger question, according
Mr.
to me.
Vohra,
I think people in such duties need to be sensitized more by, of course, the senior officers. They do their
yes.
best. I know I've been in the police for 37 years. They all do their best. Yet I think it has to be a constant thing. And I feel that a prompt
Mr. Vohra,
inquiry
let me
and a
also
prompt
then ask
punishment
you,
will help a lot
just,
in the matter.
I'm going to come to these points one by one, starting with the fact that you said that immediate cognizance has been taken. With the videos that have been going viral on social media, Mr. Vohra, the CISF personnel has allegedly assaulted Kangana and then she's gone on shouting at the Chandigarh airport within the premises as to why she slapped her, citing the reasons that she was against what Kangana had said over the farmers' protest. Why was there no immediate action taken? Ideally, she should have been pinned down by the personnel right there. She should have been taken into custody right there.
See, it's easier said than done taking somebody into custody at once. By whom? See, custody has to be by the local police, and local police is not there at that time at the airport. And after all, even
But
for
you could have
arrest,
at
there's a
least
due
held her,
process of
right? The
law.
security personnel,
There is,
Mr. Vohra, who were present there,
now, this is one. I'm
instead
talking
of
only of
her
arrest,
going
but yes,
and
her
yelling
colleagues.
around at the airport.
See, I agree with you to
Yes.
the extent that her colleagues should have intervened immediately, and I think they would have definitely intervened immediately. We may not have a footage of that. But as far as the rest is concerned, see, a case has to be registered with the local police, which will be outside the airport. Then an inquiry has to be conducted, whether it is an offense
Sure.
under the law or not. And only then the question of arrest comes. But I think that, yes, her colleagues, I am sure, would have come into the picture immediately. But what she did bad, and whatever action is required to be taken under the law or under the departmental rules, I am sure it will be definitely taken. But the image has taken a hit. Image of the CISF has taken a hit. Image of the forces has taken a hit, which is bad. I definitely agree with you there.
Hmm.
Shreya.
Okay, let me go across to SP Vaid. SP Vaid, this incident came this evening. This was reported. The video, of course, is now going viral. Uh, but what's even more shocking than this incident is that there are people on social media who are actually applauding the CISF personnel who allegedly physically assaulted Kangana. You can have your grievances, you can be against Kangana Ranaut, you can be against whoever you want to, you can have your differences. But the fact of the matter that you're encouraging this kind of a behavior by a uniformed personnel is rather concerning.
Yes, Shreya ji, I completely agree with Mr. BL Vohra ji, and there is absolutely no justification for what she did with newly elected Member of Parliament Kangana Ranaut. And you may have your individual views. We all have done our duties for last 35, 40 years in service. We have our own views on many matters, on many issues, but that doesn't mean I go and slap or kill somebody or use my firearm. As a police officer, I'm supposed to perform my duties as per the rules, as per the
Yes.
conduct rules, as per the my behavior has to be as per the conduct rules. I have to work as per the law. I am mandated to perform. Uh, if I start bringing my personal views, then it can lead to disastrous situation. So a policeman is supposed to handle the public in many difficult situations where somebody is pelting stones or firing at you. You may not agree with his viewpoint, but you have to deal with him as mandated under the rules, under the law, and nothing else. Your personal views do not come there, and one has to be neutral as far as
Yes.
while performing your government duty or your job.
Yeah.
She.
Which is
That's
which is
why
also where
I
the
think
difference
immediately.
lies between an ordinary citizen and a person, that you are supposed to follow the guidelines. If you're a uniformed personnel, you're supposed to follow guidelines. You're supposed to show that restraint in situations that might provoke you. Here we don't know what the
Yes.
incident was. We only know that Kangana was slapped by this. But BL Vohra ji, let me also understand from you. And I live in Delhi. I've traveled by Delhi Metro, and I can say that the CISF personnel who are deployed there are, best when it comes to being polite, when it comes to their behavior, to dealing with people who might be facing problems. Uh, in terms of personnel training, the kind of sensitization that is needed, I know CISF has been doing that in the past few years. Do you think more that is required, or do you see this as just a one-off case?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned this. CISF is doing a good job. In fact, all the police forces are doing an excellent job in the country. What I had said initially was that
Yes.
these things have to be constantly done. Now, for example, this incident has happened. So it's a case study for the CISF now to rebrief the people again that they should not be doing such things. But I want Ms. Shreya to return to the social media thing you said. See, now the social media is such a menace
Yes.
also, though, of course, it's a big thing, big help also to the society, that one can write anything. In our
Sure.
country, we are so bad. When
Yes.
if Mahendra Singh Dhoni loses a test match, they go and stone his house. And that is the kind of things we do. And we have
Yeah.
all kinds of funny extremist view. I don't know what to do with it, but I think these should be ignored. But what is important is action should be taken, and I'm sure officers are taking action in the matter, and they will take corrective measures so that such things do not happen elsewhere again. That's what I believe, Shreya.
Hmm. Uh, Mr. Vohra, can I also understand from you how this moves forward now that the personnel, the female personnel has been suspended? How does this probe move forward? Mr. Vohra, are you able to hear me? All right, let's try and fix that audio issue with Mr. BL Vohra. But do we have SP Vaid with us? He had some audio connection as well, some issue there. All right, we have Mr. Vaid with us. Mr. Vaid, if you can hear me, the fact of the matter is that there is a lot of question also being raised on how there needs to be a difference when you are at work and when you have your personal ideologies. We've talked about it, yes, but how much of that sensitization takes place during training, during service, as to keeping your personal opinions aside and doing your duty just as your duty?
Shreya during training, lot of uh, these things are that your personal view, are your personal views. You do not reflect them while discharging your government job, and I think this is brought to the trainees very well. But there could be exceptions, and what's required is also immediately
Yes.
departmental and criminal action should be initiated against this particular delinquent of the CISF, and I'm sure CISF headquarters must have initiated the action, and criminal proceedings will also be started by the local police. And
All right, we'll try and fix that audio connection, that network issue that we're having with Mr. Vaid. Let me come to you, Mr. BL Vohra. I was trying to understand from you how this moves forward now that this female personnel has been suspended. How does this probe, how does this case move forward now in terms of, what action can now be taken against her?
See, normally after the suspension now, an inquiry will be conducted by the CISF officers, and I'm sure it will be conducted fast. Inquiry is already in place now. And then they will come to the conclusion whether it's a departmental lapse or whether it's a criminal offense under the law also. If they are both, then action will be taken against both. If it is only departmental lapse, then of course action will be taken accordingly. It will also depend on the evidence, which will mean the witnesses who were there around, especially their own personnel, and the video footage. It's a very, very big help in the evidence collection these days. And this is how it will move forward. Let me also mention, Ms. Shreya, see, we are all human beings. People in police are not superhumans. They come from
Yes,
society.
absolutely.
And in every police
Sure.
force, there
Yeah.
will be some people who will not behave according to the norms by which they should once they wear the uniform, once they're on duty. There will be always such people, but it doesn't mean that the whole force is bad. It doesn't mean that, everybody should be
Absolutely,
condemned in that
absolutely.
force.
Here at Mirror Now, we're not questioning the forces, Mr. Vohra. Absolutely. All our respect for the security forces of this country. But one last question to you, Mr. BL Vohra, before I wrap this up. The fact that there are a lot of questions and concerns also being raised as to the internal security within the airport. Tomorrow, if I go inside for frisking and if I'm physically assaulted, there I will be, at risk. What happens then? How does then one make sure that there is security within the airport where such incidents don't take place in future?
Ms. Shreya, let us go by the history so far. How many such incidents have taken place? At least I don't recall. You may be recalling. I mean, so it's in one odd incident. It has happened. And normally we all go to the airports. We all travel by air. They are doing an excellent job. They're very courteous. All that is there. So one odd incident, bad, but yes, action will be taken, and surely others will learn a lesson. And I hope that they will give her the exemplary punishment, whichever can be given under the rules. So I don't think there's much to worry about this aspect
All
in
right.
future. And now, of course, everybody will be resensitized also by the officers and by the training schools of the CISF.
All right, we'll leave it there. Mr. BL Vohra and to SP Vaid, thank you very much to both of you gentlemen for joining us on Nation tonight and helping us understand this situation better and, of course, sharing your perspective.